Hello and welcome to the Untitled Actors Podcast. I am Toby.
And I am Ryan.
How are you this week, Ryan?
This week I am quite good. I'm actually quite good, yeah.
Frickin' sweet.
Yeah, frickin' sweet, Lois.
Get the fuck out.
How have you been so far? How have you been this week?
I've been kind of, living like Larry. I'm feeling pretty good.
Like Larry.
Yeah. Honestly, not doing much and enjoying it.
Okay. That's two references we've thrown out there so far.
Yeah. Shout out to all the SpongeBob fans in chat. There's no chat.
There's no chat. Put F in the chat for
So, what have you got for me this week?
Well, last time you challenged me to watch Blade Runner.
And did you enjoy it?
I did not enjoy Blade Runner. And I know that that's heresy to a lot of people, but honestly, I kind of felt like I just wanted it to be over.
It's overrated.
It's very overrated.
Totally overrated.
Completely overrated. Like, in particular, the chase scene, when he's chasing that woman. He meets the snake woman in her dressing room, and then he pretends to be somebody he's not for some reason, and then he chases her. You know how a chase scene works?
Yeah.
You need to know where the person being chased and the person chasing are in relation to each other. If you don't know that, there's no stakes because you can't actually follow like how close he is to catching her. And I just felt like the camera work completely ruined it. I had no idea where they were in relation to anything the entire way through the film.
I mean, that was me watching it. So you watched the theatrical cut, didn't you?
I did.
I watched the final cut, and I had no idea what was happening the whole time.
I will say, in the theatrical cut, there's narration. There's quite a lot of Harrison Ford narrating.
Yeah.
And you've said in the final cut there's none of that. Yeah. So it was easier to follow his thought process, and it kind of gave a more definitive ending at the end where they drive off together into the sunset.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the final cut.
No. I don't know what I would have preferred, but I know that I left the film feeling angry and a little bit bothered by it. So it's not one that I would recommend to a friend, really.
I would recommend it purely so you know what's happening in Blade Runner 2049, because Blade Runner 2049, I mean, you don't need to watch the first 2048.
No.
Apart from the first one. It's just a fucking monster of a movie.
Okay.
It's just this huge film, and it's amazing from start to finish. I love it.
Well, I'm definitely down to watch it. I haven't, I've seen the trailers for it. I think I saw them when they came out in the cinema.
It made no money. Same as Blade Runner. It made no money.
Did it flop at the box office?
Yep.
Did it? Okay.
But it's incredible.
Blade Runner 2049 wasn't done by Ridley Scott, was it?
Produced by Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Denis Villeneuve. I think he wrote it and directed it.
Okay. Well, that'll be next on the list, I suppose. Because I feel like, for the purposes of understanding the lore of the Blade Runner universe, it makes sense to watch it. But I still feel like I could have avoided it and learned the lore online or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but I think you appreciate it more if you watch it.
And it's not even
like if you jumped in and watched Revenge of the Sith, you'd know what was going on, but you wouldn't appreciate it if you hadn't watched the two shitty ones beforehand.
That's a fair point, actually. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's not even like Ridley Scott's a bad director or anything, because
I spoke to you about this. He's a Marmite director, so you either love him or you hate him, and he's put out quite a few lemons.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, he did The Martian, he did Gladiator, and I loved both of those films. I haven't seen Prometheus. But, like, yeah, fair enough. This must have just been one of his lemon films. But
you know how I feel about Prometheus.
I know how you feel about Prometheus.
I adore it.
Yeah, absolutely adore it.
To the ends of the earth, and I'll fight anyone that doesn't like it.
Yeah. I know that we're kind of disrespecting Blade Runner here, but for a film that's got such a high rating on both Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, it really didn't do it for me.
I think it's just mainly that it doesn't hold up. Like, it doesn't
Okay.
stand the test of time. I think that's probably it. Because you got to think about when that came out, it was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was really like it.
That's interesting, actually. Yeah, because I hadn't even.
And now
really
that
considered
the sci-fi genre is so oversaturated,
there's loads of sci-fi.
it loses its edge.
Yeah.
It's like horror films. There's so many. There's so fucking many paranormal movies now
Yeah.
that I'm just bored of all of them. I just hate it. It's
I stopped
boring.
watching after the second one, to be honest.
I don't mean Paranormal Activity. I just mean paranormal movies in general.
Oh,
They're
okay.
just boring.
Right.
And it's the same with slashers. There's so many slashers now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if you think about it, the first real slasher villain, I'm gonna get slated here.
Mike Myers, wasn't it? And Halloween.
Yes,
yeah.
it was. I was gonna say Pamela Voorhees, but no, you're right. It was Mike
No.
Myers.
Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah, Jason's mum. She's the villain of the first Friday film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't fucking laugh at me, bitch.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It was like
Not Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, not Mike Myers.
Not-
Shagadelic, baby.
Gonna
I'm
make
going
you
to
horny,
kill you
baby.
now.
No, Michael Myers with the scary mask.
Yeah, Michael Myers. Mike Myers.
Mm.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Hide the body.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was doing like a murderous Shrek.
Isn't Shrek already quite murderous?
No, he doesn't kill anyone. He just scares them
No, like
and eats his own snot and shit and picks his arse.
okay, no.
He murders hygiene standards.
Ooh, topical.
Topical.
Sick burn, bro.
Sick burn.
Sick burn.
We're getting off topic. What were we talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Runner was kind of like the first sci-fi movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Star Wars has already come out and all this shit, but Star Wars is space opera.
Yeah.
Blade Runner was like dystopia, future dystopia on Earth, and there was nothing really like it.
No. So yeah, okay, fair dues. It doesn't stand the test of time, but back in the day,
I can tell why people loved it, why it had a cult following.
okay, fair dues.
Right. Hit me with something a little more lighthearted.
Okay,
Hit me with a goof.
I'll hit you with a goof. So recently, what has come out over the past few days is the Batman trailer.
The Batman.
Yes, the Batman, starring Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
What did you think?
I think it looks very interesting.
Yeah, it does. I watched it a couple of times just to make sure that it was all good, and I understood
Did
everything.
it check out? Did it check out?
It checked out a little bit.
So the Riddler
yes,
is the baddie. Is the impression I got.
Yes, it makes so much sense to me now. But you know how there was like you know the bit in the trailer where he like completely pummels that guy.
Yeah.
So you know how him and all of his mates have got like white face, with black eyes and lips and everything. I was like, oh, so that the Joker is here, but he's got his own following.
No, it's the Riddler.
It's like, yeah, but the rest of the trailer is all about clues, Ryan. So of course it's the Riddler, we think.
Wait, so did I just drop that on you just then there?
No, it was it. I thought about it for more than 2 seconds, and I kind of pieced it together. But
I hope it's Jim Carrey's Riddler.
just him back.
No, but him when he's all melty at the end.
I haven't seen that one.
Is it Batman Forever? I think it's Batman Forever.
Yes, because Batman and Robin was the really bad one.
Is that the one with the
George Clooney.
nipples?
That was the one with the nipples. So Batman Forever, I think, is the one with the Riddler. Excuse me.
That was a nice noise.
Yeah, that was good. But no, I think it looks really interesting.
Yeah, it was Batman Forever.
One thing to think about. I think that Commissioner Gordon is
Jeffrey Wright?
he's black, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I applaud that decision because a lot of people would be like, "Oh, Jim Gordon's always been white."
Has he? Wasn't he black in one of the comics?
Was he?
I don't know. It didn't really faze me. I love Jeffrey Wright. I think he's brilliant. So.
Every time I've seen Jim Gordon, he's been white, and that could just be testament to, white people getting cast more often. But I think it's, I think we need to applaud Warner Brothers. It is Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yar.
Yeah, so we need to applaud them for casting a BAME actor. So, fair dues. I didn't actually recognize anybody except Robert Pattinson in the trailer.
Jeffrey Wright was in Westworld, Catching Fire.
Okay.
And he's just wonderful. He's a phenomenal actor.
Oh, no, I did see
he's
him
in Source Code as well. He's in Source Code.
I did see him in Catching Fire. I remember him. He was,
E.T.
he was very good.
Yeah, I love Jeffrey Wright. So I'm excited to see him play Commissioner Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Oldman
is
the best Jim Gordon that's ever been put to screen.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was very good.
It'll be interesting to see how Jeffrey Wright does it.
If I'm not mistaken, Catwoman's also in this film as well.
Yes.
Who plays Catwoman? Do you know?
Oh, for God's sake! Right.
Well, I just think they're adding that they're not afraid to lump in quite a lot of characters in this film at once. So
Zoe Kravitz.
That's
is she a BAME actor as well? No, she's
Zoe Kravitz. I recognize that name. I didn't even realize it was Zoe Kravitz.
She is a BAME actor.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
Another round of applause for that.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz was in... Oh, she's been in lots.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as Mary Jane.
Yes.
She's in Fantastic Beasts as Lita Lestrange.
I haven't seen Fantastic Beasts.
She's Catwoman in the Lego Batman movie. And that's funny.
That's quite good,
That is quite funny.
I had another question for you about this movie. Did it strike you as an origin movie, or did it strike you as we're already in the universe and we just need to accept everything?
Kind of, yeah, we're already in the universe. I'm just looking at the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
Does it look good?
Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
Oh, I didn't even know he was in it.
Andy Serkis is Alfred.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
I heard Alfred's voice in the trailer and I was like, he sounds so good. I couldn't place the voice though, so it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
We really don't know much about... I don't know much about the movie. I saw the trailer and that was it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the point. Like, you watch the teaser trailer and then you research...
Because they've released
the
nothing
movie.
about it. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, like, the Penguin was in it.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah. But presumably it'll get spoiled in the further marketing they do. At the end of the trailer it said 2021, so it's not going to come out until probably
2021.
Probably well after Christmas, I would say.
Did you see the trailer for the Snyder cut of Justice League?
No, I didn't.
It just... Because you know how there's like this whole like clique of Snyder fanboys that have just been dying for this movie for ages. I watched the trailer for it and it's done in... the aspect ratio is like box. I don't know what you call that. It's like old aspect
so it's
ratio.
Like, I think it's 4:3 or 14:3 or something.
Or something. And Leonard Cohen singing Hallelujah.
Ooh.
And then it's just clips of the a lot of deleted scenes actually, because they say like, didn't they reshoot like 2/3 of it with Joss Whedon?
What, the Justice League?
Yeah.
I know very little about.
I
the
still
Justice
think
League.
it's going to be shit, but you know.
I swear they.
I was intrigued by the trailer.
Is this another Justice League movie? Because there was.
Right. Let me bring you up to speed.
Okay.
So Zack Snyder shot pretty much the whole movie, like 95% of it.
Yes.
And then his daughter passed away, and he kind of stepped back, and then Joss Whedon stepped in to take over and reshot the vast majority of the movie.
Oh.
And that's the movie we got. And
it was
terrible.
It was the reshoot. It was the Joss.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one with CGI mustache.
Right.
Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Where they had to CGI over his mustache because he couldn't shave it.
Mm-hmm. Because I presume it was for a different role that he was doing.
Yeah, it was Mission Impossible.
Right. Okay. Oh, because didn't Joss Whedon do the first Avengers movie?
Yes, and the second one.
Yeah, and they were both.
Well, the first one's good. The second one's a shite.
The second one's not shite.
He did Firefly as well.
He did Firefly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. With Nathan Fillion, who will do anything.
We love Nathan Fillion.
I do love Nathan Fillion.
But yeah, so basically for years and years since, they've been crying out hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
And now that there's a new streaming service coming out, is it HBO Max or something like that? I think it's a HBO streaming service.
Okay.
And no, am I? I don't. Yeah, it's a streaming service, and they're going to release the Snyder Cut on that.
Oh, that sounds very interesting, actually, because it'll be a completely different movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm down, actually, because like the reviews for the Joss Whedon Justice League was not good.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. I watched it. It was so boring.
Yeah, that's a real shame, because Zack Snyder obviously had a much different vision of the movie.
Yeah, but he's not great a director either.
What else has he done?
He did Watchmen.
I didn't watch Watchmen.
He did Man of Steel. He did Batman vs Superman.
So
I love both of those movies, to be fair. And I know that's very divisive. I love Man of Steel and I love Batman vs Superman.
I'm not really big on it. I didn't like Batfleck, just in general, and I didn't really like Man of Steel at all. I thought it didn't do it for me.
So you started this podcast by saying that we've talked too much about movies.
Well, I wanted to speak to you about the Robert Pattinson, the Batman trailer, just to see if you'd seen it. The Batman. So, yeah, well, we've both seen it. We both think the movie looks interesting, but we'll need to wait to see what else comes out.
Yeah. I think he'll be a good Batman, though.
I think he'll be a great Batman, because I keep describing it as the Heath Ledger thing. Everybody thought that he would be such a bad fit for the Joker, and
it's one of the finest performances put to screen.
Yeah, arguably.
I still love how the only two superhero actors to ever win Best Actor were Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger as a Joker.
Just because they're so good. I don't I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if Heath Ledger would have gotten the Oscar had he not tragically passed.
Did you not see the shit that was in his year's category? He was always gonna win it.
Okay, I didn't see who he was
gonna
up
win
against, to be fair.
He was up against Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr.
That was a good role.
No.
It was layered.
Do you think the Oscars would give a guy in blackface an Oscar?
Well, yeah, I do. I wouldn't put it past the Academy at all.
No.
Okay. So, have you any topics you would like to speak to me about?
Well, okay. Here's a little fun thing that happened to me yesterday.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, MasterChef UK, starring your boy Greg Wallace and John Turode.
Yes.
Get a picture of Greg Wallace up here, please.
I will. I'll get him up.
So for everyone in the chat, there's no chat. So for everyone in the chat, MasterChef UK, I love cooking shows. I love Hell's Kitchen. I love Kitchen Nightmares. I love all this shit. But I hate US MasterChef and because it's just manufactured drama and it's shit. And I hate MasterChef Australia. No, I don't hate MasterChef Australia, but it scares me because it's like 60 episodes a season.
Yeah.
But I love the UK MasterChef, and they've just put it on Netflix because I don't have network television.
No,
because
I don't either.
I satisfy myself with streaming, and I've just been binging MasterChef on Netflix, and I love it. And Greg Wallace has always been a meme in my life because he's just like, if you watch it, he just pulls so many ridiculous facial expressions, and the camera always cuts to him doing the stupidest faces, and it's all unironic. And he's just hilarious. So he's been a meme in my house the last couple of weeks, and I've just been joking about him like every day. And I had to pop into work yesterday briefly, and this is just by chance. I'd gone out at a specific time, and I went and I pulled up. And I parked and I went down to my work, and I was walking along the road, and I saw some camera crews, and I was like, what's going on here? And as I got closer, I heard this voice, and I was like, who the hell is that? And I looked, and my eyesight's not very good. I can't see for looking.
He's wearing glasses right now.
Yeah, and I look right through people, and then it wasn't until I got maybe there's about a meter and a half between you and me, about that close, and I was like, that's fucking Greg Wallace. What the fuck is Greg Wallace doing in Edinburgh? Just on the street. And I was like, Greg. Yeah, mate. Hello. can I get a selfie with you? No, I'm sorry, mate. Just trying to do this filming here, but we keep getting interrupted. So he was he wasn't grumpy, but obviously he had a job to do. So I was like, that's fine. But I was just like, this is totally surreal. So I filmed him from far away and was like, what the fuck? I just bumped into Greg Wallace. This is like some cosmic thing. So then I went into my work, did what I had to do, and I came back out and he was waving goodbye to everyone. And I was like, oh, he's done his filming. So I said, oh, come on, Greg, let's get a wee photo. And he's like, oh, I can't come too close to you, 2 meters. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I held up the camera and I filmed it and I took this. Did I just bump into fucking Greg Wallace from MasterChef, by the way? Hi, Greg. So yeah, that was one of the most surreal moments of my life recently, because he had become this big focus of humor in my house over the last couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden he's just there in the street, and he was there for all of 10 minutes, and that was it. I had to be there at that 10 minutes.
That's brilliant. That seems like it was almost meant to be, you know?
Greg fucking Wallace. I don't understand. It was so bizarre. Oh, special day.
That's made my day, to be fair.
It made my day. I was like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
He's met Greg Wallace now, so
the man, the myth, the meme.
So
Greg Wallace.
You've met Greg Wallace. You've met Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
I've met Gandalf.
You met Gandalf.
I met Kevin Bridges as well.
How's Kevin Bridges?
Shy man, very shy. Yeah, nice guy, but very shy, very quiet. I walked past Peter Mullen. He was the dad in Sunshine on Leith. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it. No,
he's in Westworld as well.
Okay.
Quite a successful Scottish actor. I walked past a very, 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 very sweaty, panting Peter Mullen, Clydeside in Glasgow.
Oof.
I didn't say anything to him, but I just walked past him and he was just wringing with sweat.
Probably best not to approach him at that point.
Yeah, it's like, I don't really want to touch him.
Yeah. It's really annoying because all of the famous people that I've had interactions with have all been wrestlers.
And I don't know any wrestlers.
No.
Rey Mysterio.
I worked on a show with Drew McIntyre because...
No way!
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
So Drew is currently, I think he still is currently the WWE champion, and I think he's feuding with Randy Orton and Keith Lee right now. So before he re-signed to the WWE a couple of years ago, he was working on the independent scene in the UK, and he came to the Caird Hall in Dundee to do a wrestling show that I was actually part of. So I met him, I met Jack Jester, I met Colt Cabana, and I met EC3 all in the same night. So I was quite happy with that.
I mean, I'd be very happy for you if I knew who they were.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for you because it made you happy.
I also met Dave Taylor, who's one of the head coaches at the Performance Center. I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I met Bob
That
Holly
made me think
as well.
of Bonesaw from Spider-Man.
Oh, Randy Savage.
Bonesaw is ready.
No, I would have loved to meet Randy Savage, but unfortunately he's no longer with us. So.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
He died a while ago, actually.
Sorry. Sorry for your loss.
It was a big shame.
Sorry.
Sorry for your loss.
You ever see The Angels Share? That was a good movie.
No, I haven't. I thought you meant the place that Isla's talking about.
No. Paul Brannigan is the main actor in Angels Share. He's done a couple of things since. I shared a car with him because and he's a very nice guy. Because he was placed into the care of my stepmom a few years ago and driven to a hotel for a convention he was doing. Very nice guy, very sweet. Gave me his number and chatted to him for a bit, and he gave me a lot of acting tips. He stabbed his brother last year. Now he's in jail.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
Well, on a lighter note...
He was nice when I met him.
No, I just remembered. I have met a couple of very famous Scottish actors. So I walked past Sylvester McCoy.
No way!
Yeah.
I fucking love Sylvester McCoy.
I walked past him just by the Pleasance Theatre a couple of years ago at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. He was just walking by. I didn't even really clock who it was until
Fantastic.
he was already gone. And I was actually lucky enough to meet Brian Cox.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He came to
Not the science guy.
not the science
Not
guy.
Brian Cox. But Brian Cox.
Brian Cox
Scottish Independence.
from X-Men. I met him.
X-Men 2.
X-Men 2. My bad. He was he
Get
came
it
to
right.
he came to the Dundee Rep to do a talk, and I just happened to be in the audience, and I spoke to him afterwards, and he was a very lovely man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So those are the most famous people that I've ever actually met.
Brian Cox.
Yeah. So off the back of that, I met Sylvester McCoy, obviously, who was one of the actors who was lucky enough to play the Doctor.
Unlimited rice pudding! That's one of his iconic lines. He's talking to Davros in an episode, and that's just one of the things he comes out with.
See, I didn't even know that.
Unlimited rice pudding! It's cursed content. We love Doctor Who.
How much of the pre-Christopher Eccleston Doctor Who have you watched?
Well, I'm doing a bit of a Star Trek with that as well, where I'm trying to watch it all from the start. So I've watched quite a bit of William Hartnell.
Okay.
I've seen some of Patrick Troughton. I've seen some John Pertwee. I've seen pretty much some of all of them.
Okay.
I've watched pretty much all of the Sixth Doctor. Why? What do you want to talk about?
Well, my experience with it is I've only seen from Christopher Eccleston onwards.
Really?
Yeah. So I've got nothing to do with old Doctor Who.
Oh, it's divine.
But I was going to ask you who your favourite Doctor is.
Peter Capaldi.
Is that honestly your favourite?
Yeah. God's honest truth.
I love him as an actor, and I love what he does with the Doctor. I just think...
You've only seen season 8, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I saw season 8 and 9.
Did you watch season 10?
With Bill.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Divine.
I think he's very good. I just think the writing surrounding him
Doesn't matter.
was awful.
Doesn't matter. He's just wonderful. I'm sorry. His
yeah,
final
he is,
season is just... Oh.
He is very, very good. I loved the addition of Matt Lucas out of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah. Well, he was in the Christmas special and then suddenly became a mainstay.
Mm-hmm. I like that they kind of rounded off River Song's story, by the way.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. So
who's your favourite then?
My favourite... It's
Tennant, isn't it? Or is it Eccleston?
I honestly, I can't...
You've only got 5 to choose from. You've not seen the rest.
It's not Jodie Whittaker. I love her.
Not because she's a woman.
No, I love her as an actress.
But because...
I think they've given her nothing to work with.
No character development whatsoever.
No, she's a strange woman. That's it. That's all I've seen of her doing, like playing the Doctor. I think they've done her so dirty.
Yeah.
But I can't decide between Tennant, Capaldi, and Eccleston.
David Tennant.
It's not Matt Smith, but
because he's a nonce.
No, I still like Matt Smith. Is he actually a nonce?
No. There was a famous cosplayer and YouTuber who always used to cosplay as the 11th Doctor, and then it turned out he was a nonce.
Wasn't Alex Day, was it?
I don't know.
No. His YouTube handle was Nerimon.
Let me have a look-see, because I'm part of this shitposting group, and they always joke that Matt Smith is a nonce because there was a guy. It might be Alex Day, actually.
Well, we want to make it clear. Matt Smith is
not a
nonce.
nonce.
A nonce. No. He gets a lot of flack for what he did with the Doctor, but I actually really like him. I hate his companions. I hated Amy Pond and I hated Clara. I was not a fan of it. Rory got so mistreated by Amy, and I just feel like he was one of the best characters in that entire arc, and they did him so dirty.
Rory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I actually can't decide between Capaldi, Eccleston, and Tennant, but for the sake of argument, I would say David Tennant is probably in God tier, and then Capaldi and Eccleston are inches off of him. They're inches off. I would maybe rank Capaldi over Eccleston. Actually, no, they're neck and neck. I can't decide between the two.
I can't wait for his
The
Big
audio
Finish
book he's
audio
doing.
series.
Yeah, I think that'll be really good. It'd be great to hear him again as the Doctor, because he's got a great voice.
Is that Heaton Park thing that I talked about? Is that in a dead podcast that we did, or did that make it onto the channel?
Oh, no, I don't think it made it in. I think you've got to tell the story again.
Okay, so Christopher Eccleston, obviously quite a shy man. Doesn't
Mhm.
really go in the limelight much. Well, he posted on his Instagram one day. Let me see if I can. I remember the whole thing, so I'm just going to do it.
Okay.
I'm just walking in Heaton Park. I've been coming here since I was a kid. It's one of the most beautiful parks in the country. And it is covered in shit. Coke bottles, used nappies. It is just covered in shit. And all these people, I hope you get what's coming to you. I hope the world turns around and shits on you.
It's like, it just is a Doctor Who speech, isn't it? Like, you can just imagine.
That was an abridged version. I don't think I remembered it all, but that's
Oh.
just him, sweaty Eccleston, in the middle of a park, just shouting angrily at the world.
He is
it's wonderful.
brilliant. I do love him. I think he got done so dirty, both by
By the BBC.
the BBC, and actually they didn't really give him that much to work with in Thor: The Dark World either.
Yeah, he didn't. He backed the wrong horse when it
He-
came to Marvel villains.
Yeah. Who like was he up for anything else or
No.
no? Yeah. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to him doing really well with it as well. Because I swear he was in G.I. Joe, like the Channing Tatum one as well, as a villain, and he was just.
Was he?
I swear
Was he
that
Cobra
was him.
Commander?
Hang on, I'm looking that up, just really quickly, because Christopher Eccleston is one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Hang on, G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, and the cast. It might not be him, to be fair, but I remember him doing a Scottish accent in something. It is him. He's Destro.
Shit. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't watch the G.I. Joe films.
I saw that one, and I didn't think it was very good, so I didn't go back.
So, right. I'm trying to think. If I was to introduce you to classic Doctor Who,
Mm-hmm.
the most accessible is probably Tom Baker.
I've heard the best things about Tom Baker. I've heard that he is ultimately the best Doctor there's ever been.
The first two Doctors aren't really accessible because it's in black and white, and they had no money. But there is a phenomenal second Doctor story, Tomb of the Cybermen, just phenomenal. And again, they've lost a lot of the stories from the first and second Doctor. So
Have they?
yeah, they don't. There's so many missing episodes. There's about
Okay.
89 missing episodes of Doctor Who.
Seriously?
Yep.
Ooh.
Because the BBC didn't start archiving things till 1978, so
They've
things would
lost
just get
it.
thrown in the bin.
Oof.
What's wonderful though is it's all on BritBox,
Is it?
and they take the care to even number the episodes properly. So you could be like
Oh.
Doctor Who season 1 episode 2, and then it would skip to Doctor Who season 1 episode 8 because they just don't have those episodes.
Yeah.
So they number it correctly.
Okay.
So when I was watching it, I would go and watch a story breakdown
Mm-hmm.
of the missing episodes, so I didn't miss any. They have all the audio.
So yeah.
Because there was a guy who used to tape it and then listen to it at work. So they have all the audio, but they just don't have the tapes.
Okay. Well, it's nice of them to include like a breakdown so you don't miss any vital elements of the
Yeah.
story. So no, I get that. I don't know how interested I would be in watching anything before Tom Baker. In all honesty. 'Cause
Well, John Pertwee is brilliant.
Is
All
he-
the Doctors are brilliant, but it's a slog. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. Wasn't there one Doctor who barely had any like airtime?
Paul McGann.
Paul McGann. Which one was he? What number was he?
He was 8th Doctor. It was just a movie.
Oh, was that it?
And an audio series. He's done lots since with Big Finish.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a 5-minute mini-sode of him regenerating into the War Doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did like John Hurt in The Day of the Doctor.
He was only there because Christopher Eccleston refused to come back.
Well, it's for the BBC and they treated him so badly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't come back either. Realistically.
They made it work, but it would have been amazing to see Eccleston, Smith, and Tennant.
Oh, it would have been. That would have been phenomenal. And
Phenomenal.
I feel completely robbed of that now, but such is life. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, not really. I haven't. You have you got any more topics? You said you'd prepared some topics, and I was like, okay, I'll not prepare anything. I just have my stupid Greg Wallace story, and that's it.
Well, I do have one other topic, but it's kind of.
Is it depressing?
It's not depressing. It's like I'll say it out loud, and you can tell me if you want to talk about it or not. What's your opinion on like drama being the source of a lot of people's main entertainment? Like, for example, YouTube beef.
That kind of drama.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think people just thrive off of other people's misery.
They do, absolutely.
So the whole Shane thing, people just jump on. People enjoy shitting from a great height onto people.
Yeah, because I
actually had to sack my abseiling teacher with IBS because she shat on me from a great height.
Okay. So there's nothing against Shane. It's just he is one of the most recent.
Yeah, but it's like no one even talks about him anymore. So it's like, okay, next person, we shat on them for a week. Next person.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Jake Paul is constantly being shat on.
But
he is a bad person.
He's just a complete phallus.
Objectively, he is a bad person. But like people would say the exact same thing about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and all this. And realistically, there's not that much distinction on YouTube between going after somebody for legitimate reasons and going after somebody just because you don't like them.
Yeah. Like Leafy is here.
He's been wrapped up in so much.
Well, his channel's been deleted.
Yeah.
Because
he's never getting it back.
15 of his 12 of his 15 videos, latest videos were just bullying Pokimane, who's a Twitch streamer. Just bullying her.
I do. I like Pokimane.
What's ironic is because H3 Productions said, imagine if Leafy existed in this climate on YouTube, he'd just be destroyed. He wouldn't be able to do anything.
No.
And then he came back and was like mocking H3, being like, haha, you said I couldn't come back and here I am. Well, get fucked, Leafy, because you just got Thanosed by Susan Wojcicki. Yeah.
I don't know. I think bullying should not be anybody's main form of content, like, ever.
Keemstar.
One of the prime instigators.
Keemstar is cancer. He is the cancer of YouTube.
But the thing is,
all he does is hurt people.
He's such a meme that people would never watch Drama Alert if he wasn't on it.
He's just this evil, mean-spirited, unkind man.
Yeah, he's not he's pushing 40 now, isn't he?
He's over 40, is he not?
I didn't think. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly look up Keemstar's age.
Daniel Keem.
He's been around for so long. To be fair,
he's just this parasite that
he keeps coming
feeds
back
off drama
because
and then leeches off it.
Yeah, he's 38 years old
and inflames it. He's just a really, really cruel human being.
Yeah, because he's tried to people have tried to cancel him for years and years and years and years and years.
He's indestructible.
He just keeps coming back. I think he kind of wears that as a
badge of honor.
Yeah. Just because he can't be killed, because people back him so fiercely, even though he's done horrible things to people.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I try and fathom why people support him.
Because he's funny.
Just because they're idiots.
People are just I think he's funny. That's your facts and opinions are irrelevant because I think he's funny. That's just the mindset of a lot of people on the internet.
So people being hurt is just collateral damage,
apparently,
to him being entertaining.
Well, yeah, because if there was no drama on YouTube, he wouldn't have any content.
Yeah.
So I kind of want all drama to stop on YouTube so that he doesn't have any content.
It never will stop. It's like reality TV. People love it. Yeah. I want to talk about Ellen, actually, now that we're feeding into this drama thing.
Go on, then.
Ellen, the drama started on talk shows and stuff, and it's before the internet. It's just a huge part of culture. People love, look what happened to Britney.
Yeah.
The media destroyed her life.
Mm-hmm.
And
brilliant.
So here's an example of Ellen. Ellen is an instigator of drama, and she tries to draw drama out of a lot of her guests.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 or 15 years ago. I saw this on Drew Gooden, actually. I watched a Drew Gooden video about it.
Okay.
She had Mariah Carey on. And a lot of people, there had been rumblings in the press, oh, is Mariah pregnant? Is Mariah pregnant? And she didn't want to talk about it. Because, you know, it's the amount of pressure you'd feel knowing that the whole world knows that you're pregnant. So she came on to the Ellen show. And Ellen was like, are you pregnant? And she said, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. So Ellen goes, okay, you're not pregnant. Let's have some champagne. Pulls out a bottle of champagne, starts pouring glasses. And then Mariah obviously didn't drink. And then was basically had to admit on air that she was pregnant.
Yeah, so you've trapped somebody into admitting something they didn't want to admit.
And then a week later, she had a miscarriage.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it was because of that, but, you know, can you imagine the amount of pressure when suddenly the whole world knows that you're pregnant and I'm pretty sure she was single at the time.
Yeah. Was that her first pregnancy?
I'm not sure.
But like, okay, so obviously we need to say it is, there's a higher chance that you will miscarry if it's your first pregnancy. It's still a horrible thing to go through. And
it's a higher chance you'll miscarry if you're stressed as well.
Yeah, it's a pregnant woman is a very delicate, has a very delicate constitution, and the smallest thing can impact the baby in a very horrible way. Now, we're not saying that's what happened. We're just saying it's very dubious.
No, I'm just saying this. The fact that everyone suddenly knew wouldn't have helped.
No, it would have been a whole load of stress that she didn't want to address in the first place. And if it was caused by Ellen, that's horrible.
It wasn't caused by Ellen, but the effects of being placed under pressure and then that pressure continuing for that week would not have helped.
No. I've heard that Ellen DeGeneres is actually not a nice woman at all.
Ellen DeGenerate.
Ellen DeGeneres.
See, if you actually look at a picture of her now, she looks like the Wicked Witch of the West.
She does. She's got kind of a hooked nose.
Yeah! I've been trying to get people to see this. No, she's got a hooked nose.
Yeah. No, apparently she's like, on the Ellen show.
You're not allowed to look at her.
You're not allowed to look at her. You're not allowed to talk to her. You don't mess with Ellen backstage. She is like a full-scale diva. Like, the guests have got to, go through a certain vetting process before they go on Ellen.
So she's no better than Wendy Williams.
I don't know much about Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams is a lizard in a human skin suit.
Okay.
Wendy Williams, I can't talk too much about her because we'd be here all day. Just go away and watch videos of Wendy Williams just being a complete lunatic. Okay. She is nuts. She is nuts.
Wendy Williams, the tennis player?
No. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
The fuck are you talking about?
Oh, who the fuck am I talking about?
So you're thinking of Serena Williams?
Yes, Serena and Venus.
What the
Williams.
fuck are you talking about?
Who's Wendy Williams?
Wendy Williams is a talk show host in America.
Oh, okay.
And she's a complete lunatic. She sides with domestic abusers, and she gave Tyler Perry a bunch of grief when he came out and said he was sexually assaulted. Not Tyler Perry. Oh fuck! The guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. I that's why I was getting confused because Airy.
Right. Okay. Terry Crews.
Tyler
Perry.
Yeah. Terry Crews. She gave him a bunch of flack for when he came out and said he was sexually assaulted, and
that was recently.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
She's just a bitch. She's just a venomous cow.
Oh, okay.
And she's not of this earth. So go away and watch some Wendy Williams stuff because she's just incredible. Like, just the stuff she comes out with.
Okay.
Like, there's one time she farted.
Mm-hmm.
She'd have quite an audible fart.
Yeah.
And rather than just admit that she farted, there was a whole 20-minute segment in the next episode where she got sound people on and all this stuff. This huge, long, convoluted reason for why the noise that came out wasn't a fart.
Oh.
Hilarious.
Why?
Rather than just admit that she farted.
Because she doesn't want to be human, apparently. Yeah. Human.
Or she was dressed up as Lady Liberty, and then she basically, she was looking directly into the camera, and she had she looked demonically possessed, eyes widened, and then she just fainted. It was hilarious.
What? Who is this? Okay.
Go away and look up Wendy Williams. You're going to have a fucking laugh.
So that kind of took a turn.
Everyone in chat, just go watch some Wendy Williams stuff.
Okay.
There is no chat.
So I guess the lesson from that, final discussion point is just be a decent person, you know?
Be nice. Don't cause drama. Ellen, be nice. Wendy, we all know you're a lizard. Stop pretending.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel Keem.
Daniel Keem can just... Someone...
Stop
Let's do a GoFundMe to fly Daniel Keem into the sun.
Let's do a GoFundMe to get Daniel Keem on the podcast.
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all from us today, folks.
Yeah, I am satisfied with that. A little bit shorter than usual, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, but you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. I've been Ryan.
I've been Toby.
And we will see you all next time. Thank you very much.
Bye.